War and peace. War
Don't do
and
that.
peace.
Is this a novel?
Right.
Yeah,
it is. Okay.
We don't use it.
Are we ready?
Yeah. You must start.
So hopefully you've all enjoyed your meal, which I think.
Very nice, thank you.
You've all had something to drink, and especially Graham, you've been in the toilet. Good.
And this man here, I know he's
Is that in the way?
Steve, you'd be glad to know this is not as long as one of my emails.
It's long
This is in large print because
You can't
I've
see.
like got so anyway, we'd just like to thank Hayley and all their team and everything else. And, the music and Jane for the photographs. Obviously, you haven't seen them yet. But I'm sure they're great. I'm sure they're brilliant. And what we will be doing is we will be sending a printed photograph of yourself and thing to you. So, so I'd like to talk about first how we met. I don't know, everyone knows how we met. So I want to go back to the 1980s. So we had shoulder pads. We had Maggie Thatcher, Dallas. We had Minor Strike, and we had Ronald Reagan. Which it does surprise you that they actually found a bigger joke for president than a washed-up B movie star. But they have. So it was the 6th of October, 1984. It was in Dusty's Disco, what we used to call a club.
Oh yes,
And Dorothy couldn't see very well.
Sadly, it's now closed.
Did you let a kill on then?
No, I didn't. I gave that a pass up though. So there I was, strutting my stuff on the bar.
Like fever. Before the music started.
And there was Dorothy. Now she was this vision in a lumberjack shirt, a knitted jumper, and a cord skirt, which and a very serious perm going on. So I spotted her across the dance floor, and we made eye contact. So I started making my way over. I was not. Anyway, sort of John Travolta was. So I end up next to a little group of friends, and who were dancing around their handbags as they did. And I could see her stealing little glances at me, which I thought was probably because of my dancing skills, but actually, as Dorothy's a nurse, I think she was wondering whether I was having some kind of fit and she might need to sleep. Anyway, having failed to break into a little group of friends, I retired to the edge of the dance floor to have a cigarette. Hey! That was good for you.
It wasn't cool.
Well, we had, back in the 80s, boys, particularly boys who weren't great at dancing, had a secret weapon. Now this was before you had Tinder, or Plenty of Fish, or whatever the other apps that you use these days.
Grinder.
They happened at least twice a night, and that was the slow dances. So the slow dances came on. I looked over and could see Dorothy picking up a handbag, quite slowly, taking her time. She talked to her friends, hanging back a bit, and I could see that she was really waiting for someone. So I now that can be a little bit confident.
Got less with you.
So I put out my cigarette. I was a gentleman after all. And I headed over, trying to appear as nonchalant and cool as possible. Smoothing down, back then, my luxurious hair, obviously.
It's gone.
And I do remind the kids that I used to have hair like that, so this is why they've got to come. And obviously she could have said no, which, to be fair, it happened quite a bit before. Yeah. So, however, this wasn't the case this time. And I think even then I knew she would say yes. And in fact, it was important for our future that she did. And so we smooched through those slow dances and the next, like they always had a lot before you left the club, disco. And in the most important, and anyway, also we haven't talked too much at this point, but I did ask the most important question of all, and it was her phone number. So obviously there's no mobiles back then, and in fact landlines only had 5 numbers, if you can remember that. So it's fairly easy to remember. However, Dorothy actually told me to ring Canterbury Hospital and ask for sister's
Put yourself
extension,
in.
Was it in her right hand?
Canterbury Chinese.
which was, and the number was 4429, and I can still remember that number. The extension. I didn't know what the sister's extension was, but this to tell me Dorothy was either a patient, which was a bit worrying, or likely a nurse, and I thought, ooh, bingo. I'm in there. So, it was a couple of days before I rang her.
Who's got the L2? Classic. L2. L2. You heard of L2? No, you heard of
He's just
over
Guys, what's going on?
So, it was a couple of days before I rang her, which was during my lunch break on the Monday. So, as I said, I didn't know what the sister extension was. I thought it was some kind of ward that Dorothy worked on. So, I rang this number, and what the sister extension was their nurse's home where Dorothy lived. So, the number I rang was actually a shared phone, and we actually had the person who answered the phone was one of the nurses in one of their rooms, and she said, yeah, okay, I'll go have to check. And she'd gone to find Dorothy, but in fact, I thought she'd gone to find Dorothy in the ward, but actually she'd gone to knock on the door. However, when she came back, she just said she wasn't there, she wasn't available, and I should try later. So I thought, well, okay, fine, she's maybe busy. So I tried about half an hour later, feeling that was enough time for her to have finished whatever she was doing. However, a different person answered this time. She said something similar when she returned to the phone. I should try later. But as she hadn't explained that Dorothy was actually on a ward, working and not in her room, I just started to think she was actually just giving me the brush off or something. Oh, she's avoiding coming to the phone. So I was just coming into my lunch hour. It was about 2 o'clock, and I thought I'll give it one last go. If she didn't come to the phone, I'd save myself any further humiliation and forget about it. It turned out, luckily, that Dorothy was actually on a, well, they used to call it half early. Now, half early was something to balance out their shifts, and it meant she finished at 1:30 instead of 3:30. So, when she actually returned to her room, she returned to her room after her shift finished. And not only was she in, but she rushed to answer the phone because they had actually left a note on her door saying Justin had rung and I should, you know, let her know, and she rang to answer the phone. So, obviously she'd been on a normal finish. Well, would I be standing now? I don't know.
Justin.
But
History.
but the rest, of course, is history. So, and what history it's been. So, we've had many adventures, done many different things, including some very strange hobbies that I've acquired along the way.
Very strange.
We have, of course, met many people and made many friends along the way, but that isn't just the people in this room. But of course, if you are here, it means that we do love you the most, and so congratulations, you all made the cut. Now obviously I can't talk about us without talking about our boys, Will and Ken. Having children was something we discussed and wanted, of course, but I never really thought much beyond them as children. I never really thought what they would be like as adults.
Here we go.
But more especially what our relationship would be like. And although we are still their parents, of course, and our role has changed, and we have had to change as well, as hopefully we support them in life, but at the same time let them be their own people. Now, of course, they have brought many challenges, as children do, but equally they've brought many more rewards, and I am looking at one now in the shape of our very beautiful daughter-in-law, Miriam. Who luckily came with a good sense of humour, which is always very essential in a survival tool in the Ryan household.
Yes.
We are, of course, proud of them all, and what they have achieved so far, and what they will in the future. Also glad to be their pals and their drinking partners. Maybe not the first person they call whenever free evening.
Definitely the last.
Yeah. But are looking for someone to go out with, but at least you're on the list.
Bottom maybe, but
But they are completely tuned in to you and have your back as you have always had theirs. But then, you know, that as they needed you when they were growing up, and of course they still do from time to time, Cam's ensuite is testament to that. You realise as you get older that you need them, not just to pick your nursing home, which obviously they will do at some point, but because being part of their life enriches your own, which it does. So, a little toast to Cam, Will and Mary.
Thank
as an
you.
outsider, Mel, you've done well.
However,
Alright.
As enriching as having children is, today is mainly about us. Now I could talk a long time, and I know I already have. But a lot longer, but I could talk a lot longer. But this beautiful woman that agreed to be my wife. I could use phrases like punching above my weight,
Yes.
They
or
must
muting
so.
the beast.
Yes.
But then no one, not even me, calls my wife a beast.
Might be a way of it. Well done, mate. Well put in.
I have often wondered what the best thing is about me. And I know there's a lot to choose from. However, I can't sing. Dantino is a singer and I cannot do that. I can't act. Possibly I can dance, but I don't think I'd ever be on Strictly.
we haven't seen it yet.
I will never be a millionaire and I'm unlikely to walk on the moon. However, I do like to think I don't take myself too seriously. I like to think I have a good sense of humour. Although some would say an inappropriate sense of humour,
Yes.
but then I would say, what the fuck did I know? Sorry, Grandad.
Language.
But then I do know, the best thing about me is Dorothy.
Oh, brilliant. Well said.
Not because I don't feel I have value on my own, but simply together we are greater than the sum of our parts. We are like the best team I've ever been in, where we don't compete to be the best at things with each other, but we support each other to be the best we can. Like yin and yang, we fit together perfectly. It doesn't mean that we haven't had to work at that, and we don't continue to work at that. But simply Dorothy is my best friend. We can talk for hours every day. Sometimes about the big things, our hopes and our dreams, but sometimes just about the trivial every day. And I know I never tire hearing her voice, or her opinion, which obviously I do hear that often. But I certainly hope to hear that until my last. Well, I do know by being married to Dorothy, I'm simply the best version of me that I could be. So it is the best version of a friend I could be, the best version of a brother I could be, the best version of a father that I could be. But most of all, I'm the best version of a husband that I could be. Obviously, Dorothy takes a lot of credit for that. She put a lot into my training. But seriously, Dorothy is, in no particular order, kind, loving, beautiful, funny, wise, thoughtful, charming, good company, caring, sexy. A great dancer, modest, generous, hard-working, a wonderful mother, uplifting, intelligent, and of course, as fit as. Because she's all those things, some of that has rubbed off on me, which is why I'm the best version of me I could be. So it goes for me to say, my darling Dorothy, thank you for the last 31 years. The laughter, the tears, the good times, our children, our friends, our life. I hope we get at least another 31 years to make more beautiful memories. So to Dorothy, thanks for being you and thanks for being with me. However, I haven't quite finished.
14 minutes
Page 2.
This is the downside.
I just have a short poem to recite, one I've recited to Dorothy many times, but I've never been more appropriately dressed to do this. And luckily we have no Scottish in the room to moan about my terrible accent I would put on. It's a Robbie Burns poem. So, oh my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I. And I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gan to lie. Till all the seas gan to lie, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun. And I will love thee still, my dear, where the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while. And I will love still, my dear. I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles.
Dorothy, top that.
Let's have 3 cheers to Justin and Dorothy.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Thank you everyone for coming. It's been so lovely.
What a fucking speech.
Fantastic.